It is unusual for a pair of countries to have demographics, culture, politics, and geography that are alike, but not also have similar infrastructure. By analyzing the data from the Country Similarity Index, we have found 5 pairs of countries that have a lot in common, but their technology is extremely different. Saudi Arabia and Yemen are located on the Arabian Peninsula. They border each other and have coast along the Red Sea. These countries have a hot and dry climate as well. As a result, much of their landscape is barren. They are predominantly Muslim countries, and the majority of their people natively speak Arabic. Saudi Arabia and Yemen have extremely conservative laws. They criminalize same-sex relations and do not allow alcohol. Furthermore, they have few restrictions on guns. However, Saudi Arabia is over 20 times wealthier per capita. Consequently, Yemen's infrastructure is much less developed. Saudi Arabia has 3 times more vehicles per person than Yemen. On average, Yemenis use 40 times less electricity per capita. Saudi Arabia has switched to only broadcasting digital signals. However, Yemen is still broadcasting television signals in analog. Saudi Arabia's military is also much better funded, and it has a wider array of equipment. Unlike Saudi Arabia, just 60% of people in Yemen have access to basic healthcare. Another pair of similar countries, Chile and Nicaragua, both border the Pacific Ocean. They are quite mountainous and even have several volcanoes. Moreover, they have a lot of coastline, and most of their people live close to the sea. The majority of people in these countries natively speak Spanish. They are also predominantly Catholic. This is because both countries were colonized by Spain. Furthermore, the majority of their people have a mix of European and Native American ancestry. In addition, both countries have experienced periods of political instability and authoritarian rule. However, Chile's infrastructure is much more advanced. Nicaragua has a less developed network of highways and railroads. Chile uses Type-C electrical outlets like most European countries, while Nicaragua uses Type-A like the United States. Almost 100% of Chileans have access to safely managed water supplies. However, just 60% of people in Nicaragua do. Chile relies on Switzerland and Germany for its weapons, whereas Russia supplies Nicaragua with much of its military equipment. North Korea and South Korea share the same peninsula and border the Pacific Ocean. As a result, they have a temperate climate and similar vegetation. Their terrain is also fairly mountainous, and both countries have a lot of coastline. Before 1950, they were one country, until civil war broke out between communists and capitalists. Their people are ethnically Korean and speak the same language. Both countries do not allow same-sex marriage or prostitution. They also allow abortion and the consumption of alcohol. However, North Korea's infrastructure is significantly worse than South Korea's. It has far fewer vehicles per capita, and its network of railroads is not nearly as well developed. On average, South Koreans use 16 times more electricity per capita than North Koreans. Most of North Korea's electricity is produced by hydropower, while South Korea is reliant on fossil fuels. North Korea's water infrastructure is not well developed either, but South Korea's tap water is safe to drink. Moreover, access to the internet is not available to the general public in North Korea. In contrast, South Korea is one of the countries with the fastest internet speeds in the world. Brunei and Indonesia are another pair of similar countries with dissimilar infrastructure. They are both located on tropical islands that border the Pacific Ocean. They are also mostly Sunni Muslim. There is not much difference between the Indonesian and Malay languages. They are also quite densely populated. Their laws are similar as well. Both countries do not allow same-sex marriage or gambling. They also have many restrictions on abortion and alcohol. However, Brunei is much wealthier than Indonesia, so its infrastructure is better. Indonesia has 6 times fewer motor vehicles per capita. Brunei uses Type-G electrical outlets due to the influence of Great Britain, while Indonesia uses Type-C electrical outlets like its colonizer, the Netherlands. Brunei also uses different a railroad gauge than Indonesia's gauge. Indonesia relies on coal to create electricity, whereas Brunei relies on natural gas. Almost everyone in Brunei uses the internet. However, only 66% of people in Indonesia do. Greece and Cyprus are extremely similar, but their infrastructure is different. Both countries border the Mediterranean Sea and have a lot of coastline. They have the same climate, and their farms most commonly grow olives and wheat. A majority of their people natively speak Greek. Furthermore, most of their people are Orthodox Christians. Both countries have many college graduates and their average incomes are similar. They are both part of the European Union and use the same currency as well. In addition, they are both democracies that have relatively similar laws. Unlike other pairings on this list, there is not a huge disparity in their infrastructure's level of development. However, they have significantly different standards of technology. This is in part a result of Cyprus being administered by the British for several decades. While Greece drives on the right, Cyprus drives on the left. Greece uses Type-C electrical outlets like the rest of continental Europe, whereas Cyprus uses Type-G like the British standard. The majority of electricity in Greece is created from coal power plants. However, Cyprus largely relies on oil imports. Please like and subscribe to the Objective Lists channel, as there will be even more interesting videos coming soon. For more insights and analysis, please visit objectivelists.com for new and thought-provoking articles about our world.